My name is Jason Head. I was born in Oklahoma City. From the age of about 6 to 12, I lived with my dad. He would get really stressed out, and he was verbally abusive and physically abusive. I was in a relationship, and she told me when I was 15 she was pregnant. A year later, she had my son Isaiah. My dad died 3 years ago. My uncle had said, he wasn't serving the Lord, but he had confessed to the Lord at one time. I was like, no, my dad was kind of a bad dude. He went to hell. And he was like, no, that's not the way that this works. See, I'd never heard about grace. 3 months later, a kid that I hung out with, he was 19. His dad found him in their bathroom on the floor with a needle in his arm. He had been shooting up heroin. When I went to the candle vigil, it was at his parents' house, and 300 people had showed up. People I was drinking with a couple days before, people I run with, girls I'd cheated on, all kinds of stuff. I asked his parents, I said, is it okay if I just say something really quick? And I was going to go and I was going to say the same thing I heard my uncle say. First thing that flies out of my mouth is, nobody with that much love did not know Jesus Christ. To the first time I started crying. And the second time I said it louder and started crying even more. And then I said it louder, crying even harder. I talked about how forgiving Christ is and how gracious He is and how much He loves. How much He loves us where we're at, but He loves us too much to leave us there. People I had feud with for years come up crying. And they're like, we didn't know you were a Christian. And in my head, I'm like, I'm not. Why did I say that? What's wrong with me? So I go home and I'm still trying to sin, and it's driving me wild. I tell the girl I'm dating, who's still married, I can't be with you anymore. I just started repenting. I didn't know what I was doing, but I felt so grungy and dirty and bad and filthy. So I took a trash bag and I put all my clothes in it. I threw it over my shoulder and I went to that guy's house who asked me to do the funeral of the kid's dad. I'm like, I have nothing, dude. And I just walked. I literally left everything. He said, the Lord told me that. I made you a room upstairs. And I started crying even more. Like, I'm just losing it. I'm so gone. After that, after I left everything, the Lord just kept blessing me. Started showing me like how much He wants to take care of me and how much He wants to be for me and how much He delights in that. God's given me grace to understand what my dad was going through. A year and a half ago, I met my wife. She said the first time she noticed me was when I prayed. It's like you actually meant it and you actually had a relationship with God. We want to receive God in a way that we understand, but we have to get our mind out of the way in order for God to do what He wants to do.